Hi, it's Charlotte with Dogs, and today I'm sharing Starsky's rescue story. Okay, now before we get started, I do need to address I have a Chewbacca bow in my hair and a Millennium Falcon t-shirt. Yes, that's right. I am filming this on May 4th, Star Wars Day, because I'm not so great at batching my content lately. Don't be like me. So anyway, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I am talking about Starsky's rescue story. He is my sweet old senior rescue dog. I guess the first place to start is why I wanted a dog. I was exploring ways to get a dog my entire senior year of college. I couldn't explain why. I was just like, I want a dog. I need a dog. You know, I'd always loved dogs, but I think I was pretty lonely. Why did I want a rescue dog? I decided that a puppy was not a good lifestyle fit for me in that moment, and I wanted a dog that was like an adult and was already potty trained, that could just kind of mesh into my lifestyle a little bit easier than a puppy would. Puppies are wonderful and they are so much work. I am so glad I went for an adult dog from a rescue when I did. So how did Starsky get into rescue? Starsky was in rescue because he had been left at the shelter by his first owner when she had a baby. The shelter is in Pennsylvania, and his rescue worked with the shelter to bring animals from the Pennsylvania shelter up to New York, where hopefully they would find more homes. His rescue is Empire Animal Rescue Society, EARS, and quick shout out, they are awesome. I love them. I raise money for them now. EARS is an amazing rescue, and as far as I'm concerned, they're doing everything right. I have a philosophy, don't just rescue them well. So that means finding good fits, that means a lifetime commitment to that dog, that means doing everything you can to make sure that dog is in the right home for that dog, and that that dog and that owner have what they need to be successful in that adoption match. That's why I love EARS. They're so committed to those things. Shout out to EARS for rescuing my guy. So EARS brought him from Pennsylvania up to New York, and he had the most amazing foster, and he was in rescue for about 9 months. I don't know how he did not get scooped up. I seriously do not know. He is such an amazing dog. He is so kind and gentle. I can't believe he didn't get adopted before me, but I'm obviously glad that he didn't. Starsky was beloved by the rescue volunteers. He went to fundraisers for EARS because he was such a good ambassador dog. He is such a great dog. He's so chill. At an adoption event while Starsky was in rescue, somebody actually tried to steal him, and his foster mom had to chase her down and be like, what are you doing? I get Starsky's great, but like, don't steal my boy. Another family also no-showed on him, which I can't imagine paying the adoption fee for a dog and then like not showing, especially because Starsky is such a good dog. But again, I'm super grateful that he didn't get adopted because it led him to me. So even if he was in rescue longer than he really should have been, I'm glad. So who was I at the time I adopted Starsky? I was a 22-year-old recent college grad. I had just gotten a job as a teacher in a charter school. I was feeling a little lost and directionless, as a lot of recent college grads do. For some people, I think that's actually the perfect time to get a dog. For a lot of people, being directionless is not a great time to get a dog, but for me, he gave me that stability and that constant companionship. I needed to be a caregiver for someone, and that was all really good for me. I was looking for a golden retriever, so sometimes I joke that Starsky is my rescue golden. I was just on Pet Finder one night and I was like, look at this dog's eyes. Something about his eyes and his picture kind of like spoke to me. I was like, I need to meet that dog. So I applied, and I put a lot of thought and effort into my application. There were some red flags in my application. Number one, that I was 22, and so that's pretty young. Number two, that my family, one of our dogs wasn't neutered yet because he was new and he had an appointment. We just hadn't neutered him yet. But there were some things that like the rescue needed to talk to me about. The application process involved me filling out the application. I was pretty verbose on the application, included a lot of details because I figured that would help them. I followed up about a week or two after I submitted the initial application just to make sure they'd seen it. I then scheduled a phone call with Tracy, who processed my application. She has since become a dear friend of mine, and I'm so grateful for Ears for bringing us together. We went through those red flags and I just got an opportunity to explain them and talk a little bit more about them. After that phone call, Tracy really did go to bat for me because I was so young, and she recognized that, you know, although there were some of these red flags, under the totality of the circumstances, I was gonna be a really good dog owner. Tracy also spoke to a few of my references just to make sure that I was actually a good candidate to be a dog owner and to make sure I would take this very seriously. And I'm really glad that they were that thorough, because like, what if I wasn't a good candidate for a dog owner? I will say that a lot of rescues get bogged down in these details, and that keeps them from finding good homes for dogs. However, I really appreciated that Ears really looked at the totality of the circumstances. Ears really looked at everything about me and said, is she gonna be a good dog owner? Even though there might be this, or this that we're concerned about, or she doesn't have a yard, is she gonna be a good dog owner? Is she gonna love and care for and enrich this dog? Anyway, I was approved, and honestly, it was meant to be. I went and met Starsky, and he was aloof, but so sweet, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And we went for a nice little walk in Tracy's pasture, and it was meant to be. And Tracy said, you know, you two just click. And she was right, we just clicked. So that's how I came to adopt Starsky, and since rescue, wow, have we lived a life. He is truly my best friend. We then adopted a second dog. We lost Kiki, very sadly. I graduated law school. We passed the bar and moved to Colorado. I left the legal field. Now I'm a full-time photographer and creative. And then we brought home Ginsburg. And recently, Starsky literally made history. He became the first American foxhound to ever title in barn hunt. Very niche history. Very few people care about it, but it is history. Nonetheless, it is history. He's such an amazing dog, and we were the perfect fit. I do believe we were meant to find each other. Starsky is so wonderful. So that's our rescue story. If you have a rescue dog, I would love to hear your story in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next Wednesday. Do you have to go potty? Is that why you're being all nutso? My nutso baby. I love you. We've brought home Ginsburg. You're adorable.